Welcome. Welcome to Quarantine with Styles, aka Driving with Styles. Hope everybody's having a good hump day. I am here watching the game. I'm sure like you guys are. Down by 2, 45-43. Down by 4. As always, you guys can hit me up on YouTube if you're watching via YouTube. On Periscope, you can tweet me, etc. Question, comments, statements, whatever you want. Looking at this game made me realize even more that we have to ugly a game up. Because we just cannot, as I've said many times, we just can't throw the ball in the ocean consistently. So if you can't throw the ball in the ocean consistently, muck this damn game up as much as you can. That's my advice. This is not the usual Kentucky team where we had a sniper or a go-to dude. We don't have a go-to player this year as of right now. Like we had Hero and Monk and Jamal and SAG, all those guys. We don't have that guy this year. But what we have is a team that can play hard and a team that can defend if Isaiah stays out of foul trouble. So to me, you muck it up. In honor of rest in power, Mr. Chaney, keep the damn game under 60 points. Whatever it takes. Because offensively, we just can't throw the ball in the ocean. And we don't have a guy who can dribble drive like we had point guards in the past, from Wall to SAG to Ulis, etc. So, muck the damn game up. Be physical. Use your fouls efficiently. And we can pull out some of these games because we can't close games right now. We just can't close games. We have been in too many close games and we just can't close. Just like right now. Are we going to be able to close this? I don't know. So I guess since talking about basketball, I'm going to segue smoothly into, I saw when the Knicks played the Clippers, how quickly went to Lou Williams during the game and gave him some kudos, some thank you for being this inspiration. Now, some old timers will probably be upset about that, but it is what it is. Different time, different day, different age where you can see players all the time. YouTube, you can really model your game after players now because you have so much access to their film. Unlike in the past where games were only on a couple times a week. In football, you only had 2 games. Well, 3 games. You had your noon game on Sunday. And depending on if the Saints played or not, you only had that 1 game. If the Saints played in the afternoon. So you had 2 games, hopefully on Sunday, and then you had a Monday night game. So you can watch 3 games in a heartbeat now. So it's different. And I'll never forget, Matt Leo came from Florida. I don't know if Matt Leo's from Miami, but Matt came, and Matt and I think I was a senior and Matt was a freshman. And Matt and I used to do the Brian Cox dance all the time. And I should have queued that up. If you don't know what the Brian Cox dance is, just look it up. He had a celebratory dance that I loved. It was second to my Dion dance. So we used to do that every day. I was almost every day after practice. We'll see each other. And that was just instead of dapping each other up, that's how we greeted each other, basically. Lo and behold, guess where I go? Get drafted by the Bears. Guess who's on the Bears? Brian Cox. And I had that moment. And the thing about it is, you see games on TV, and you don't really get a great appreciation how big these damn guys are. And I never get to see him in the locker room. And the weird thing about it, Brian Cox wasn't that big as far as wide and in front, but Brian Cox was 6'4", 6'5". Never had any idea he was that damn big. Dude, he was huge. And just seeing him and talking to him, and I won't say became friends, but I saw him in the airport one day with my dad, and he recognized me. And that made me feel really good because, dude, that guy was a guy who I looked up to as a defensive player. And to play with him, to see how he played, how he attacked the game. Then later, man, that had to be like 10 years later, he actually knew who I was, which was crazy. But he was coaching. We were supposed to get together and play golf. It never happened. But I understand what Immanuel Quickley went through because that's something that I guess we all go through. Like when I was with the Bears, one of the receivers for the Houston Oilers, Jeffries was a camp guy, and see him and talk to him, become friends. It was some guys, man. It's crazy how when you get to meet them, how crazy it is. Like being on the sideline looking at Sanders kill us at the Bears. Yeah, some of that stuff, man, is just crazy. But you usually try to chalk it up and just be in amazement, like you were actually a fan for a minute. But big kudos to Quigley for actually going up to him and greeting him and telling him how he felt, because that's big, man. I'm not sure that most people could do that, and that's crazy how that went out. Crazy, and I understand what he's going through. Some people don't understand it, but when else could he have done it with the pandemic? I don't know. They can meet after the game, and then he could have said that. But whatever it is, I understand what's going through, and big ups to him for letting Lou know that. I guess I'm gonna stick with basketball. And I think I did not think about it. I tweeted this out when the women's played. Who they play? Was it Alabama this weekend? Missouri. It was Missouri this weekend, I think. And looking at the game, and I always had this. I might have stayed there earlier, but man, big three by Mintz. I may have stayed this earlier, but man, my appreciation for Kiki is huge, man. And I said it. I said she is, to me, the Draymond Green to Steph Curry, and Steph Curry is Ryan Howard. The stuff that she does is everything for this team. She's the glue. She is I don't want to say the enforcer, but I'm going to say she's sort of the enforcer if you're going to go that route. She doesn't bang on anybody like that, but she is that girl on the team. And the thing that got me is the possession out of the timeout. It was under, I think, 20 seconds, whatever. I can't remember exactly. And they drew up a play for her. That shows me the amount of trust that Elsie has in her, which is huge, man. It's huge. They didn't go to Ryan Howard. They went to Kiki. And I'm going to hate to see her go because she is just a player like Draymond. Doesn't care about the stats. She does everything that a lot of players don't want to do. And she's just that player. A player that everybody needs on their team. We can't let guys leak out. Yeah. When you can't make baskets, you can't let that happen. But I love her game. And I would like her to stay another year. I think she's a senior, but if she would stay another year, I would be happy. I'm going to try to get up out of here real quick because I'm watching this game and my attention is being distracted. Last thing I'm going to talk about, then we'll get off so we can finish watching hopefully the last 5 minutes of this game. This Matt Stafford and Jared Goff trade. It's interesting that a lot of people feel like Jared Goff, they won't say a bust, but he's not a good player, or he's not good enough to take St. Louis to, not St. Louis, see, I'm on Los Angeles, where they need to get to. Here's the problem. The guy is like 26 years old, right? He's only been in the league 4 years. 3 to 4 years. The problem is he's playing on a team that wants to win now. But I'm not sure how much of an upgrade, well, he's played for 5 years, how much of an upgrade Stafford is over Goff. Because the reason why I say that, what was the tag? Is because there's going to be an immense amount of pressure on that team now. And they're not in the East Division. Seattle, Arizona, San Francisco. That's a gauntlet. That's a juggernaut of teams. I just don't see it. Now, does he make them better? Sure. Possibly. But it's not like Goff stunk it up. Goff win percentage is way better than Stafford. His completion percentage is on par with Stafford. And people tend to forget that there's been some injuries at that receiver position over the years. But whatever. But think about this. Stafford is in his 30s. How old is Stafford? 35, 33, 32 years old. Goff is 26. You only got a couple more years with Stafford. And Stafford's prone to turnovers. I think, for me, the Lions got the better end of the deal. They got a contract that's not bad, in my opinion. I mean, it's a lot of money, but damn, all the quarterbacks make a lot of money. So that's not bad. He has a chance to be a franchise quarterback. If he doesn't become your franchise quarterback, you can get from under him in like 2 years. So you test him out. You got to give Campbell some years because that team was horrible. To me, having a young guy at a reasonable contract that you can get out of if he falls flat on his face in a couple years seemed like a very good deal. And I know that McVay, that wasn't McVay guy. He came to Los Angeles when he was already there. Understand, you get the guy, you get a veteran. But I'm not sure. Because one thing I learned going into the NFL is system is everything. Big three by Boston. System is everything. Like a lot of people say, oh, these guys stink, these guys stink. The guys stink because the system doesn't match them. Now, when you go to college, sometimes the college coach is able to morph their system into what fits you best. In the NFL, a lot of times they try to fit a round peg into a square hole and make you do things that you're not comfortable doing, you're not able to do. And I think that's what happened with Goff. And he's not a guy who can throw the ball consistently 50 times down the field. He's a guy who needs a good running game, play action. And McVay wants to force the ball down the field. When I played with the Bears, if the guy who drafted me wouldn't have been fired, I might have been there a little longer. When I went to the Rams, that system didn't fit me as well as it could have. The system matters. And sometimes you put a guy in the wrong system and he's not able to flourish. That's why sometimes a guy goes to another team, if he's on defense, offense, and all of a sudden he blows up. Sometimes it's because of the system. All right, man. Missouri hit another three to pull. We got to get stops. So I'm going to let you guys watch the game. I'm going to watch this game. My show is at a bad time. Let me watch this game with you. And let's meet back on Friday after the girls win on Thursday. And hopefully we can freaking close the game off for once. I'm not feeling very confident, but hopefully I'm wrong. So, let's watch this game. Appreciate you guys tuning in while the game is on. And I will see you guys on Friday.